Good day and welcome to another edition of the Daily's Daily Racing Preview from outside the Genie. We welcome you to our preview. Before we just look at the form of all the horses and do our preview, we just want to quickly inform those people who might be listening to this for the first time. Outside the Genie is a service where we analyze form, and we didn't give you selections. We give you an outright selection where we give you the horse that we think that can win a race, and then we give you two outsider selections which you can then put into whatever play you do. In other words, if you play a PA, you can include our outsiders in your PA, your pick six, jackpots, swingers, whatever play you do, so that you can also stand a chance to get a bigger payouts, because you're not playing horses to back favorites. You're playing horses because you want to make some money. You can also subscribe to our daily video. You just click on the subscribe below and ring the bell, and then you will get a notification every time that we post a new daily video. We also on all the social media, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp. Then we are looking for a sponsor to sponsor this daily preview. So if you are interested, please let us know if you want to advertise your products. Here we have some people that has given us feedback on what our services mean to them, and it means a lot to us if people give us feedback to say that at least what we're doing, they can benefit from that. Then we just want to have some bragging rights. We know it's already a week later, but still we can brag a little bit about that. On a July meeting, we give you 5 winners: Winter Stories, Dynasty's Blossom, Nabira, Gaelic Princess, and Famous Fox. We were strong on Gaelic Princess and Famous Fox, and that double paid 100 to 1. You can also get subscribed to our daily form analysis, where you will get the following. You will get a race by race selection with our outright winner and 2 possible outsider selections. Value bets, normally 6 to 1 or higher. Best bet of the day. We do not give odds on, but sometimes there is not always, a horse that we can give you the long price, but we have given horses as high as 6 to 1. Um, on the 21st of July, we gave you a best bet of the day, which was 13 to 2 at the time of selections that won by 4 lengths. Now, it's not every person, a punter or a tipster in this country, that would give you a best bet of the day that's 13 to 2. We also got trifecta and quartet selections, affordable PA and pick six, and sometimes we do get them for small money, and then the payouts are normally handsome. Our rates are 500 Rand per month, and you can contact us on 083 585 5133. So let's have a look at the racing today. The racing today is at Kenilworth, where we have an 8 race card. We have got some smaller fields. The first 2 races is by just turning 3-year-olds. 2-year-olds that turn 3 today. Today is the day that's the birthday of all the horses. So all the horses is now 1 year old. So happy birthday to them. Hopefully some of them will get some extra carrots for the day. The first 2 races I'm not going to do any preview on, because there's a lot of them who are first timers. Best is you follow the betting. So then, but just for the interest of let's just look at the betting. If you are interested in the betting is race 1, Emblem of Hope, 9 to 10, 6 to 1, Better Days. Blinking, 6 to 1, Captain, 7 to 1, that's a nice name. Barney McGraw, 12 to 1, Carlo Collodi, 14 to 1, 20 to 1, Livingston, and the rest. Then race 2, the number Sovereign Rose, Even Money, Legal Dream, 16 to 10, Sonic Burst, 10 to 1, 12 to 1, Perfect Display, 14 to 1, Kiss of Life, Emma's Gold, 20 to 1, Butterfly, 25 to 1, and longer the rest. And here we are at race number 3, where we have number 6, Wood Spray, 12 to 10, Sir Boom, 5 to 1, Northern Sing Song, 7 to 1, Desert Illusion, 8 to 1, 12 to 1, Look for Hounds, 14 to 1, Mason Mercy, and 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's start with race number 3, and let's have a look at the form in race number 3. Okay, the race number 3 is a 1400 maiden plates for 3-year-olds. Please note that very few of these horses has run over 1400 meters, and there's a big difference between 1200 and 1400 meters. So your favorite here is number 6, Hoedspruit, which is a gelding from Legislate by Trippy Mare, stoutly bred, nicely bred. Had a first introduction over 1100 meters. Wasn't supported. It still 28-1, ran on well to finish second. The only problem I have on this is the drawn 13. Otherwise, I think that would have been a very good bet, but I won't be taking that 12 to 10 on this horse from that draw, because there are other horses with chances. Let's look at number 1. Number 1, Shaboom. Has had some decent introduction last time out over the yielding baiting in the same race as Hoedspruit. They said you battle to quicken, but I think the 1400 meters might be better, and it's drawn 6. And please note that in Cape Town today we've got those two, Aldo de Meyer and Grant van Niekerk, back and riding, and there was always a nice rivalry with them. They both back in Cape Town now, so that might be interesting to see them riding against each other again. We have number 2, Desert Illusion, also showing pace, but then gets outpaced at the end. Maybe the 1400 meters will suit. Also want to look at some, let's look at some outsider selections that I have for you. Number 9, Northern Song, Oratoria by Fordwood. This horse will definitely benefit from the longer distance. Notes riding drawn 4 for Grant Koch, and I'm looking at this horse to be one of the improvers. And another horse that I want to look at is number 12, Theory of Flight, Parfork by Arch. This horse has had 2 runs, one back after the break. It says here over 1,000 meters, did not quicken, but I'm rather certain that this horse, the 1400 meter, will suit this horse definitely. So definitely a horse to look out for. And then we have number 13. Number 13, So Lucky, drawn 2, Morna Winner, Grant Kotson. This horse is 20-1, but now the thing that puzzles me is 20-1, and the stablemate, Oscar Notes, is riding the stablemate, and that is 7-1. But I'm sure Morna Winner would have had the choice of ride. So that might be something that you might look at, that they looking for this horse with that breeding to improve over the 1400 meters. So definitely a horse that you should maybe include in your calculations. Number 13, So Lucky. Okay, let's then move on to the next race is the 4th race, which is a merited 76 handicap, 1700 meters. So let's have a look at the betting at the 4th race. Here we have number 3, Black Belt, 14-10. Number 1, My Hopes and Dreams, 22-10. 9-2, Angus, Verbatim, 9-2. Captain Turk, 10-1, 25-1. Number 4, and number 7, Smart William, a withdrawal. In this race, I really expect Black Belt to go close. Black Belt, he's always finishing fastest 400 or second fastest 400 meters. Aldo de Meyer riding today is his 3rd run after the race, and I'm really thinking that the horse today is due for another win. And it's difficult to oppose him in this field. It's a small field, but I say the smaller the field, the bigger the upset. I do hope that this is not the problem here. Here we got number 9, My Hopes and Dreams. Has run a fair race after the maiden, Grant van Niekerk on board. Definitely have to watch this horse. Then number 2, Angus. I did gave this last time as a value bet. Um, was a bit lost during the race. Did run on a little bit 23.7, but I'm willing to give it another chance. Definitely horse that can upset the apple cart, number 2, Tilly Angus. So then we move down to race number 5, which is a merit rated fillies and mares 91 over 1600 meters. Let's have a look at the betting. Here we have number 6, our prize Jewel 8 to 10. Crusades Promise 15 to 10. Cruise Along 11 to 1. 10 to 1. Cruise Along 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Gimme. Fine Boss 11 to 1. Jolly Josephine 11 to 1. And longer the rest. So let's have a look here. Yeah, I want to have a look at number 6, Price Jewel. I wasn't sure last time about this horse in terms of the longer distance, but what surprised me about this Duke of Marmalade filly from our Table Mountain, which is very well bred, she was like, sitting midfield, and the next moment she was just there. She was just leading. She finished 22.6. I mean, that is fast. So I find it difficult to think that this horse can lose today. But at 8 to 10, you're not going to make a lot of money. So maybe you must take a double all to come, black belt all to come, our prize Jewel. That might be a nice all to come to take. I like number 7, Fine Boss, a little bit, as I had some good runs against a little bit stronger competition. Now the first time back after a race, maybe the race has done a good, only getting 53 in this field. Then there are other ones of chances. Number 2, Crusades Promise, has been running well the last 2 runs. The one after the break just got beaten by Cruise Along. So they can probably have a chance. Oscar Notes riding. Cruise Along, Aldo Dumeyer has had 2 runs after the break. Last time out was Never Dangerous over the 1800. Maybe the 1600 will be better. And then Gimme has also been there and thereabouts. Also had 1 run now, having a 2nd run after the race. Yeah, but I think number 6, Our Prize Jewel, will be hard to beat in this field. Then we move on to race number 6, which is a 74 divided handicap over 1600 meters. This is a very open race. I think this is the hardest race on the card. Here we have number 6, Waldorf Astoria 33 to 10, Divas Express 4 to 1, Queen's Club 6 to 1, Rocker 15 to 2, 9 to 1, Ruby and Roses, Miss Millstream 12 to 1, 14 to 1, Power Girl, and 16 to 1, and longer the rest. Yeah, I think in this race, lots of horses has got chances. I want to move down to number 10, Rock Trip. Rock Trip is carrying -4, is only carrying 49, and I really think that this is going to make a big difference. There's a jockey, Solomons, which is the son of Mornay Bernard, is very competent. He's riding well, and this horse ran 2nd behind Miss D-Ray. On the way turnaround, Miss D-Ray can't beat this horse. And yeah, I do think that with this weight it's carrying, it is definitely going to be in contention at come the time when the photos are taken. Some other horses I want to look at this race. Here we have number 8, Ruby and Roses. Ruby and Roses is Corey Lensley's. Is trying hard to win a race in Cape Town. I think this horse is going to improve. It was a very good horse in Kimberley, but now obviously running against stronger, but still a young filly, only turned 4 years old now. And I expect this horse to run an improved race. She is always thereabouts, 9 lengths, 4 lengths, 3 lengths. And I think the 1600 meter will suit her better as well. So look out for that one. Then we have number 5. I want to have a look at number 5. It's also another Corey Lensley inmate. Now this horse, on her day, she ran 4.25 behind Scalpy. And then she's run against some strong opposition. There you got a merit rate at 90. She ran against Indy Annie, and then again behind Cruise along, missed the array last time out, fallings behind our prize Jewel. And I really think Duchess of State, one of these days she's gonna put it all together and win a race for Corey Linsley. Then the favorite is number 6, Waldorf Estate. Waldorf Astoria, sorry. Grant van Niekerk on board, draw 9. Has been running some fair races, but always getting one to beat him. But he likes to come from behind. Sometimes fastest 400 to finish, like here behind our prize Jewel. But by the time he started running on, the race was over. So maybe Grant van Niekerk is going to get him going sooner. Who knows? So yeah, there's lots of chances in race 4, race 6. Queen's Club. I'll do the mayor also for Justin Snape. I do note that Richard Fourier is not riding, but I think he's under a suspension. That's why I'll do, and Grant is riding for him, I would think, today. And I would also think that those are the jockey that you should watch today. Aldo de Meyer and Grant van Niekerk. Queen's Club has also run some decent races against a little bit stronger opposition. It's now going 1600 meters for the first time. The last time it went over a 1400 meter, it faded at the end, but maybe it is matured now and can be there when the photos is taken. Therefore, in my pick 6, I have included the field here because of the openness of the field. So let's move to race number 7. Well, race number 7 is 1200 meters, Class B. It's a Phillies-Mare 92 handicap. So let's look at the betting here. Dark Crystal 15 to 10, Caribbean Sunset 33 to 10, Boobs and Daisy 4 to 1, Secret Depths 8 to 1, Moncherry 12 to 1, Wanda Spirit 16 to 1, 16 to 1, My Wicked Ways 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So let's look at the field. Now in this field, I'm going to put my head on a block, and I'm probably going to have it chopped up, but sometimes that's the way you do. You need to sometimes, put down and say, this is what I'm going for. And in this race, I'm going for the 16 to 1 outsider. This horse, Vanda Spirit. If you look here, this horse, when it was younger, was a 3-year-old. When it was a 2-year-old. It was running really good races. It was like they were touting this horse as as a good horse. Here it ran on JMB midday end of February in a juvenile, and it won by 4 lengths over the 1200 meters. Then also ran behind Sing for Rafa, which is also a good horse in Greyville. That was also in the champion season. Then it ran in the Alan Robertson filly behind Miss Florida, 6 lengths. Cockney's Pride, that was also another future. Then in Cape Town, ran against Hildegard. Hildegard is a top horse. Then it ran against Mississippi Burning. We all know Mississippi Burning. It ran behind Benoist. Benoist has won 3 or 4 races, finished second in Durban the other day, and also then ran in a stronger division at 89 behind Queen of Quiet. Then came back after the race and run in a 82 behind Spirit of Festival. But it says yes, he was fastest 400, second fastest 400 to finish, made late progress. Now, Mbele also won for the Robinson stable the other day with an outsider, and I'm looking for this thing. I just want to check something here quickly. You see the Class B 85 is the rating here. I just want to go back there, Class B 85. So you see, this is running a 92, 82, 86. A merit rating was 94 in October. It's now come down to 81. And I really do believe this horse is better than its form. And yeah, I would think that this is a horse that you need to include in your play today. Even if it's not going to win and it runs places, that is definitely going to make the dividends higher. And I want to have a look at number 1, Dark Crystal. That is the favorite. That's also Kirari out of a Count du Bois mare. Has been running, has been consistent. Last 3 races, rose second. The first one after race ran second behind Roland Anday. It looks like he'd had the race, and then Roland Anday came through to win but he did run on. And with Grand Finikerk, definitely a contender in this race. Then I want to move to race number 8, which is the last race on the card. Here we have Felisimere 79 divided handicap, and that's over 1200 meters. Where the betting is as follows. Number 3 on captain's side, 28 to 10. Windsor beat 53 to 10. II 6 to 1. Force a crowd 7 to 1. Have almost captured 9 to 1. Dark Song 10 to 1. Alfred's Gold 10 to 1 and 25 to 1 and longer. Now in this race, I just want to scroll down to the bottom here. Here we're looking at Forza Crowd. Forza Crowd is carrying 51 kilograms. Forza Crowd made a stable change in November 2018. And it looks after he made the stable change, he also had a change in form because he's won 3 races since. Last time out after the break, needed the run. Prominent weekend, but I think it will be fitter now. And a lot of horses in this field has got fall behind Forza Crowd. But even with weight turnarounds, you still have the beating of them because of the -4 in the he's getting with the apprentice. Now, this horse, it was a 60. Okay, when he won, was a 60. He was a 60 when he won in December. Now, and since then, he's won 3 races, but he's only gone up to 9 points, winning 3 races. So I think this horse is on the weights. He's really well in. Yeah, and sometimes what amazes me is that, here we have a 6-year-old mare. She should have been already maybe started breeding babies, and yes, she's still running and running well. But this is just how racing is. Racing is sometimes so interesting. You can have this horse, he can never win, and then all of a sudden he strike form and he's won 3 or 4 races like he's a 5 or a 6-year-old. So, but all right, there's also other horses with chances in this race. Number 6, AA, Bielefeld riding from draw 1 for Justin Snape. This horse has also been there and thereabouts. Has got form behind Forza Crowd. Last time out ran well behind Pepe Lancos, and I'm sure number 6, II, is going to be involved in the finish here. Number 5, Windsor beat. Also, just before the race, he ran a few nice races. Coming back from the race, might need this run, but do include. Then we move up a little bit. Also, your number 2, Dark Song, is a King's Barn. I like this King's Barn, but I believe that he's deceased now, and that is a pity, by a Western Winter mare. And this horse was of Sean Terry, came back last time, run 1 run after the rest, said, drop yourself, something amiss. But the Grand Finikerk, I'm looking to see that this horse is going to run an improved race today. So that then brings us to the end of our preview. I hope you make a bit of money, and as I always say, break a leg.